So as we all saw this weekend, the finals to both King of MACBA 6 and Queen of MACBA 3 had reached their end. Concluding on a rather uneventful note for either side, we had Natalia Munoz and John Dilo both battle it out with their opponents Ruz Zeltzrut and Adriel Parmesiano. Now, although I didn't focus much attention on my previous videos towards the Queen of MACBA segments, I was definitely rooting for Ruz to take the win, given her performance in previous SLS and Olympic events. But unfortunately, she was evenly matched with her opponent Natalia, who had the home court advantage with being a native Spaniard to MACBA. Given Natalia's familiarity of the spot, Ruz was unable to gain any advantage after the Rochambeau.
Not in my house.
With Natalia not missing a single chance to set a trick on offense. If you see my previous videos on the men's side, I was hoping that the hometown hero would come in clutch and take the crown, but sadly that was not the case either. Having been bested on his own home turf, Adriel went letter to letter against Floridian native John Dilo and was once again taken out in the final match of the tournament. However, this time, in a much less exciting way than compared to that of MACBA 4 with Adriel against Thiago Lemos.
This is so boring!
Now, although a lot of people, including myself, felt that Dilo's tactics were less than favorable, I will say he did play it a bit more conservatively with the ollies in the finals, compared to his round 3 matchup with Cody Cepeda, that is. In fact, the wide variety of tricks each skater had performed were perfectly selected and unable to be defended by either side for both men's and women's finals. Given that Adriel won the Rochambeau, he had the advantage all the way till his 5th and final set trick, of which he got a little overzealous and opted for an attempt at a switch late kickflip over the 5-stair.
What I was made for.
To his credit, he has landed this trick first try before against Killian Zahender to finish their match, so it's not completely out of his range of ability. However, with both skaters in their last attempt and Adriel bailing on his 5th and last set, it gave the turnover to Dilo, who was lucky enough to have a different stance than that of Adriel, making his manual tricks on the sloped ramp a bit more comprehensively difficult for him to achieve. Now, if Adriel wasn't too mortally conflicted on the last letter being his personal absolute best trick, he could have opted for something a bit more safe to land, like another grind combo or an easier flip trick down the 3 block, of which he's more than capable of landing compared to that of a switch late kickflip down the hefty 5-star, no less.
I was this close. This close.
Having already backed Dilo into a corner on his last letter with 1 trick left, one can only blame Adriel himself for his own loss in this match. Having not landed any of Dilo's sets and focusing on his best 5 tricks possible, with winning the Rochambeau, he was far more worried about taking Dilo out in 5 tricks only, rather than landing any of Dilo's tricks and making sure he was safe from elimination. Compare that to Natalia versus Ruz, where Natalia won the Rochambeau and kept her leading advantage by never bailing a single trick set on offense. With Adriel's loss due to the bail on his last trick, it can be demonstrated just how crucial this defense swap can be. If he had landed at least one of Dilo's tricks the same way Natalia did with Ruz in her backside nose slide on the table, it would have given Adriel one more chance to come back from that last bail trick attempt.
Think, Mark, think!
Now, based off the comment section of my last video, I did have some people give me a fair warning that Dilo took the win, and that the event was pre-recorded almost a year ago as well. Although I was rooting for Adriel to take the top spot, seeing that the finals event was just the first round we saw either skaters in different clothes, it's fair to say that Dilo kept it simple and wasn't really risking a whole lot on his set tricks, compared to that of Adriel, who came out of the gate with the backside crook nollie flip to start things off. It's hard to say exactly how much time they bothered to warm up with, but Dilo's rather impressive consistency on manuals was Adriel's undoing. In my previous video, I found that across all 3 rounds prior to the finals, Adriel strictly only chose to set tricks down stair sets or grind combos on ledges.
No, I don't really feel like it.
Whether Dilo knew this or not, he's fairly known for his obscure ability with manual tricks, so I'd say it was pretty much a toss-up between 2 skaters with entirely different sets of skills, as can be also seen with Dilo failing to land any of the tricks that Adriel was setting either. The same can be said for that of the Queen of MACBA finals, as despite Ruz having a heftier selection of spots with fairly easy tricks, Natalia specialized in the inverse, having opted for more difficult tricks on easier spots. Thankfully, unlike Adriel not being able to defend any tricks, Natalia was able to defend at least one. Along with winning the Rochambeau and having the starting advantage, defending one of Ruz's set tricks made sure it didn't ever get letter to letter on the last trick. Even if Ruz was able to land her 5th set trick, a 50-50 on the out ledge, and Natalia was unable to defend it and take the letter, winning the Rochambeau and defending that 1 set trick gave her enough of a lead that Ruz was unable to catch up to.
Shit. Got your ass.
Basically, as long as Natalia kept landing her set tricks, Ruz would have lost whether she landed all of her chosen set tricks or not. Given my analysis on the MACBA rules itself, just like Battle at the Berrics, if you win the Rochambeau, you are more likely to maintain a lead just as long as you never bail, except in MACBA, you can make it a far more difficult for your opponent to come back, just so long as you defend against any of their tricks being set. So overall, the key to winning a MACBA tournament is both based on luck and your opponent's skill set. The more different you skate from your opponent, the easier it will be to set tricks that they just cannot defend. However, If you don't win the Rochambeau, you're better off landing every single trick thrown at you until your opponent finally bails a chance to give you a letter and the advantage switches.
Oh, now it's my turn!
So basically, only once your opponent bails a set do you really have a chance at winning, as we can see in examples of both these final matches finishing under these exact circumstances. With Dilo and Natalia being crowned the winners of the MACBA tournaments, especially on their first time participating no less, we can see that whatever prize money Cariuma and the berrics are willing to fork over is more than enough to throw unwritten rules or moral ethics aside and win by any means necessary. Hope y'all appreciated my insights and opinions, and feel free to check out my other videos on SLS and Olympic events and whatever hijinks and bullshit they're up to. Thanks for watching, and stay pushing.
You smell that? What is that?
What?
What's that smell?
A cologne?
No.
Opportunity.
No. Money.
Oh, okay.
I smell money.
Okay.